Traveling by train is the most exciting way of going from one place to another. Often, while traveling by train, we see clusters of houses, farms, domesticated animals, and people on the way. These are settlements, and I am going to tell you all about man and settlements. Man moved from the forests to the villages. He lived in groups. He was part of society. Here you can see man hard at work. Ever since man learned to sow grains, he had started polishing his farming skills. He started plowing, sowing, and reaping. Man also learned to do new jobs related to farming. Look, he is clearing land for farming, erecting bunds to block river water. He could not do all this work alone. What did he do then? Man got together with many other people. All of them started farming on a large scale. Slowly, they started depending on one another. The people realized that it was important to be united and cooperate with one another. This is how a stable society emerged, and people lived in harmony. I am sure you too learned to cooperate with one another when you do your projects or play games. Let us see how man settled in his new society. With farming, it became necessary for men to settle down near the farms. Just like you and I live in houses, the men too built many different houses for their comfort. Some houses had thatched roofs and wattle and daub walls plastered with mud. Let me explain. Look at these houses. Wattle means fences tied with branches or twigs. Daub is a kind of clay. This clay is plastered on the wattle. This made the walls of the houses strong. Early man built houses according to the material available and the conditions of a particular place. Some houses were round in shape. In some places, houses were even built on lakes. But how did man build these houses on water? Do you want to know what they looked like? These lake houses were supported by wooden poles. The poles were planted in the lake. Now you will wonder, did man swim every day to his house? No, there was no need for that. These houses were connected to the shore by wooden bridges. Take a look at this picture of a peaceful village. Everybody is busy doing their own work. After people started living in houses, they did farming with one another's help. Finally, there was peace and harmony in man's life. Everybody stayed close together. So, guarding houses became easier. However, man did not forget his animals. He kept them too safely in his dwellings. Man had moved into a society. His village was now like a big family. There were elders too living in the same village. Just like you and I take advice from our elders and respect them, the village people too respected their village elders. They followed their advice on various matters. Once man started farming, he realized he could not do all the work on his own. So, man divided his work. Different occupations emerged. The craftsmen were engaged in making and repairing wooden implements. There were weavers and potters. Look at the display of pots and implements. People in one occupation did the same work all the time. This led to perfection and well-made articles and implements. On the other side, farming too improved. With many more people to work, farm produce increased. Many settlements led to many occupation. The number of people in the village increased. Some villages grew big enough to become towns. Man left his forests and caves for good and settled down for a life of peace and comfort. He loved being among his own people. He did not ever want to be alone anymore. We too love being in the company of our family, don't we?